Hi, so today I'm joined with Joe Norris from GYTO, and today's subject is, does Constitution Hill win the Fighting Fifth or not, Joe?
So there's a lot to take in here. Obviously, the horse, as we all know, ended up missing a lot of last season. Had that really bad racecourse gallop, which was aired publicly. And then the horse actually got colic as well. So there's a lot to take in regarding Constitution Hill. And I mean, the betting's opened for the Fighting Fifth, and he's 4-5 favourite, which was obviously understandable given how good he did look when he was on song. I think it's encouraging that Sergino, they come out and said Sergino's going over fences now. I think that's definitely a positive regarding Constitution Hill, because obviously all their hopes will be pinned on him in the champion hurdle. Now, he should win this race. He's 4-5. Now he's 4-7 with some bookmakers. The race is going to cut up because we're only at sort of the early stages, so lots of these will come out. So Gino's actually still in the decks. Obviously, he's going to come out. So you're looking, the danger really looks to be Mystical Power for Mullins. So if he only really has the one horse to beat, you have to sort of say to yourself, is 4-5 a good price? For me, I'm happy to leave it at that price. I just think there's too much to risk. Obviously, you know yourself, like horses coming back from colic, it can take a hell of a lot to come back from that. So for me, it's just going to be a watching race.
Yeah, I mean, I think 4-5 is actually not a bad bet, because it'd be one of them that I think if you didn't back him and he went and won, and he won with 20 lengths, you'd say, why did I not back him at 4-5? He's only against Mystical Power. I think that a 50% fit Constitution Hill beats Mystical Power, if I'm being honest. You got to remember, if you roll back 12 months, he's the best hurdler that there was about. Do you know what I mean? Yes, there's a lot to overcome, but you're getting the price for it, where if he didn't have this hiccup and didn't have the stuff of what's coming along, he's a 1-4 shot, in my opinion. So for that reason, a 4-5, Nicky Henderson would not be running him if he's not got him back fully fit. The fact that Sergino's now going over chases kind of starts telling you that actually they think that he is back and they feel that he is going to win the champion hurdle, and now Sergino's going to go over the chases. If Sergino was running in this race, I'd have second thoughts and a second opinion on it. I'd think maybe taking an odds-on shot against Sergino, who's another great horse. At that point, I'm not certain. But I think 4-5 just against Mystical Power, I think he's a good price.
Okay, I'll put it to you then. Surely it's better backing him for the champion hurdle at 6-4 than it is taking the 4-5.
I'd do both. I'd take the 4-5 now, and I'd also take the 6-4 now. But I'd say the champion hurdle is a much, much, much tougher race than what this race will be. I think he could win this race, not 100%, and win it in work. I don't think he will, but he could win it in workman like style, and then therefore, even though he wins this race, he could end up drifting if he doesn't win it convincingly.
But does it not all come down to if he's the same horse? If he's the same horse that we knew, then he's got to win both. So I think I'd rather just take the 6-4, because if he does win this, we know he's back, and if he wins this impressively, he's going to be odds on for the champion hurdle, definitely.
Yeah. But all right, so I'll throw one back on you now, right? If he goes and wins this race by a length, gets pushed along and wins it by a length, do you think that he's going to shorten up or drift? Because I think if he only wins it by a length against Mystical Power, I think he'll drift in the market. So I think he could win the Fighting Fifth and actually drift if he wins it in workman. Say again.
No, I think I quite like Mystical Power. I think he's a good horse. So I think even to beat him a length will be a good performance for me.
Really?
I know what you're saying, if he sort of wins it workman-like, but if he wins it workman-like, then you can just argue it's a fitness thing and he's going to improve. But what we're looking for is is when the crunch, when he's really asked a question, that's when you're going to see whether the colic and other things have really affected him, because he won't want to dig deep, you know. I think he's got to have to. This isn't a given. I think Mystical Power is quite a good horse. Brighter Days Ahead is still in the mix as well. Like, we haven't even touched on her. I don't know if she's definitely going to go for the race, but if she goes for it as well, then he's definitely got some competition in there. It's not going to be like a walkover. Yeah,
I don't think it will be a walkover. I still think there's going to be. I think he actually might return back to form, and I think he goes on to win the Champion Hurdle. I think he was so impressive as a hurdler prior to obviously the colic. Could I be wrong? Could I have egg on my face? Absolutely, I could. But as a 4-5 shot, I think he's worth placing some bets on. If you turn around to me and said, I'm backing him at 4-9 or 1-2 or 2-5, at that point, I'm now starting to say, I don't think there's much value. But at 4-5, I feel there's some value in the betting market at that price.
That is a really good point, because we're quoting the top price as well, by the way. So he's not widely available at 4-5. That is the standout best price. I think it's with Ladbrokes. I'm just trying to get it now. Yeah, Ladbrokes 4-5, whereas Bet365 are 4-7. So I think the point we're sort of both. I think we both agree that 4-5 is generous. I think once the race cuts up, he's got to go off shorter than that. I think, without a doubt.
You'd think so, yeah. Apart from if the full field goes in, if Sergino stays in it for whatever reason, and Brighter Days Ahead's in it, and at that point you might go, actually, it's going to be a bit of a tougher race than what I thought. But like you said, I think it will cut up slightly, and I think on the day he'll go off. I think he'll go off 1-2. I think Henderson's going to come out in the next couple of weeks saying we've got him back. I think he has to say we've got him back. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's going to say to the punters, we've got him back. People are going to latch onto it. He's going to go off 1-2. I think he'll win. I think he'll actually win pretty convincingly. Like, I think he'll run a good race, and I think he'll come on for it, and I think he'll then go on to get his crown back and win the Champion Hurdle personally. But there's a lot of
it'll be great to see him. Yeah, it'll be great to see him back. You know, I really do want him to win this and win it impressively, because then it'll just be all guns blazing for Cheltenham. And like you said, the Champion Hurdle is still a tough race. Even if he's at his best, he's got to have the likes of Lossiemouth could go for it this year. And obviously she gets the allowance being a mare as well. Yeah. So that could, you know, it could still be a fascinating race, even if Constitution Hill's back to his best. Obviously State Man will be in there pitching again. So I do really want to see him win, but I have my reservations a bit at this moment in time.
Okay, right. So here's the last question then for Constitution Hill. He goes on to win the fight in 5th by 5 lengths, right? And wins it pretty convincingly. Yeah. Goes 5 lengths clear, wins it. Yeah. Lossiemouth, State Man, and Constitution Hill all go for the Champion Hurdle. Name you 1, 2, 3 in order. Yeah. Them 3.
Oh, I think that's in betting order. I think I really do rate Lossiemouth. I think she's really, really classy mare. I think, you know, in a normal year she'd win the Champion Hurdle impressively. I think she'd slam State Man. But
so what's 1, 2, 3 then? Who do you think wins it? And then who do you think comes second?
Constitution Hill, Lossiemouth, and State Man.
Yeah.
You're going to agree. I can see it.
No, I put State Man second. And I love Lossiemouth as well, but I just think that State Man does things in workman-like fashion, and I think that he'll grind it out, and I think State Man will beat Lossiemouth. I'd say it's Constitution Hill returns back to form, wins it. State Man second, Lossiemouth third.
Well, let's hope he gets there, because then me and you can have a bet. I'll have Lossiemouth and you can have State Man.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, well, we hope you like it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know whether you think Constitution Hill is going to come back and potentially win. Does he win it impressively? If he does Constitution Hill win the fight in 5th?